latest updates, subscribe to News 9.
Hello and welcome. You're watching News 9 Digital with me, Prajwal Prasad. And there has been a lot of criticism that is being faced by the central government as well as the respective state governments over the disposal of COVID-19 dead bodies over here. Because many of the people are succumbing to COVID-19 as well, and the death that has been reported across the entire country stands at over 16,000 now. So therefore, a lot will have to be thought about as to what will be the standard guidelines over the disposal of the dead bodies, because they are being carelessly thrown around. Those who are supposed to manage these dead bodies are wearing PPE kits, they are taking safety precautions, but the way that they are disposing these PPE kits too has come in for a lot of criticism as well. And therefore, following the outrage over the recent handling of the COVID-19 victims' bodies, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare as well as the Government of Karnataka has circulated norms on dead body management. With over 250 deaths also being reported in Karnataka, the government is struggling to cremate these bodies due to the apathy of the hospitals and the people also concerned with them. Now, COVID-19 deaths have been reported across the entire country. Burial or cremation of COVID-19 bodies is turning out to be a problem for the government. People transporting dead bodies lack training and are not empathetic to the sentiments of the family members. Family members of dead COVID-19 patients are miffed with the government for their careless attitude. So therefore, what are the standard operating procedures for the health workers to handle the dead bodies of these COVID-19 people? Now, hand hygiene is completely important over here. You need to sanitize your hand. Use of personal protective equipments or the PPE kits, which are also water resistant, is equally important over here, because you cannot tend to have any liquid soaking in through the PPE kits and coming in contact with the human body. Safe handling of sharps or else these medical instruments, say your incision tubes or else your syringes or these needles too, they should be handled in a rather safe manner. And also disinfect the bag which is housing the dead body as well, because these bags will be used now and again in some cases too, and it is not recommended to be using these these bags which are used to carry these dead bodies. And also the instruments and devices used on the patient will also have to be disinfected, and usually the linen or the clothes which is being used on the patient should be disinfected, or the better thing would actually be to throw them away or to dispose them away, and they will actually be classified under biomedical waste. Now, the health workers are not the only party who are concerned over here. There are also other parties too who are concerned too, and there are also many places through which a dead body will be going, and therefore there will have to be different guidelines that will have to be followed. So now, what will be the guidelines for removing the dead body from an isolation area? All tubes, drains on the dead body should be removed as well over here, because that is completely important. Any puncture holes or wounds which has resulted from the removal of drains as well as tubes and incisions should also be taken completely care of, and it should be closed to, and later it should be disinfected with 1% hypochlorite, and it should also be dressed with impermeable material, meaning to say that there should be nothing which should also be coming out of the body as well. So one should also apply caution while handling sharp devices, and they should be disposed into a sharps container too, meaning to say that there should be a separate container which should be kept to dispose of all these materials which will be used on this COVID-19 patient. Plug oral, nasal orifices of the dead body to prevent leakage of body fluids. This is completely important, because what happens in a dead COVID-19 patient is the fact that there might be many liquid which might be oozing, and this might tend to turn out to be quite dangerous for those people who might be coming in contact with the body of this dead person. So they will have to plug all sort of orifices within the human body. And if the family of the patient wishes to view the body at the time of removal from the isolation room or area, they may be allowed to do so, but they should also ensure that they will be clothed in PPE kits too, and they should just not be allowed to come in with only their regular clothing that they are wearing. And also, while placing the dead body, it should be done so in a leak-proof plastic body bag, meaning to say that the exterior of the body bag should be decontaminated with 1% hypochlorite solution, and the body bag can also be wrapped with a mortuary sheet or else the sheet which has been provided by the family members too. But the better solution would be to whatever the mortuary has given them. All used linen should be put in a biohazard bag, and the outer surface of the bag should be disinfected again with hypochlorite solution, and the used equipment also should be decontaminated with disinfectant solutions, and all medical waste must be handled and disposed of in accordance with biomedical waste management rules too. And there should also be some sort of counseling that should be provided to the family members, and one should also respect their sentiments because they will also be going through a lot of it, and in fact they will also be mourning for their dead ones too. So what are the standard operating procedures for handling of a dead body inside a mortuary? The mortuary must be kept clean at all point of time. Dead bodies should be stored in cold chambers, and it should be maintained at approximately 4 degrees Celsius. And one should also make sure that COVID-19 bodies are not mixed with those non-COVID patients, the bodies of these people who have died from other causes as well. Then environmental surfaces, instruments and transport trolleys should be properly disinfected again with the hypochlorite solution as well. And after removing the body, the chamber door, handles, floor should be cleaned with disinfectants too. So moving ahead now, there are also some standard operating procedures for autopsies of COVID-19 dead bodies. So first and foremost, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has clearly stated that autopsy should be avoided, and mainly why is because of the fact that when they are handling the lungs and the liver, this is the part where one might even go ahead and contract COVID-19 if they are handling the liver and lungs. Otherwise, it is absolutely fine is what the doctors are saying, but to make sure that the doctors also will not go ahead and contract COVID-19, autopsy should be avoided at all points of time. And if it is to be performed for special reasons, the following infection prevention control practices should in fact be adopted over here. The number of forensic experts and support staff in the autopsy room should be limited as well. Round-ended scissors should be used over here, not your straight scalpels, but basically your hook-like scissors should be used over here, because it will also not touch anybody over here, because you should also be, or as the doctors should be clearly aware, they should be clearly aware about what is happening around their surroundings as well. A PM40 or any other heavy duty blades with blunted points should be used to reduce the prick injuries as well, because if you have very sharp objects over here, there might be numerous prick injuries which might be caused, which might result with a lot of flow of blood from the body as well, which should be prevented. And only one body cavity at a time should be dissected, meaning to say that if the doctors are working on one body part, say if they are working somewhere near your heart, the kidney should not be touched at that point of time, or that part of the body should not be operated. It should be only one body cavity which should be operated at one time. And after the procedure, the body should be disinfected with 1% sodium hypochlorite solution as well, and also disinfectants. The autopsy table is to be disinfected as per standard protocol once they finish autopsy of each and every patient. Now, once they move out of the mortuary, once the autopsy is conducted, how do you transport the dead bodies? This is something that has been asked about, because the apathy is being seen everywhere. It has been caught on camera, and this is something for which the governments have been facing a lot of flack. The body should be secured in a body bag, the exterior of which should be decontaminated so that it will not pose any sort of additional risk to the staff who are transporting the dead body. The vehicle, after the transfer of the body to cremation, burial staff will be decontaminated with 1% sodium hypochlorite solution as well. Now, there are also several guidelines that will have to be followed at crematoriums too, because many of the family members would want to view the body of their loved ones for one last time, and permissions have been given for them, but it should be done only by unzipping the face end of the body bag, which may be allowed, and not the entire body for the relatives to see. And religious rituals such as reading from religious scripts as well as sprinkling of holy water and any other last rites that does not require touching of the body can be performed, and it can be allowed, and this has been done so. But certain state governments are also not allowing it, but the state government of Karnataka has in fact allowed it. And bathing, kissing and hugging of the dead body will not be allowed, and it should not be allowed to. And the funeral burial staff and family members should perform hand hygiene after cremation or burial of the body. The ash of these dead persons does not pose any risk and can be collected to perform the last rites according to the wishes of the family members. Large gatherings should not be permitted at crematoriums, and it should be avoided at all points of times, because social distancing and physical distancing needs to be followed as well. And family contacts must also learn that they will not be calling out many of their relatives too. So you have clearly gone across and seen that a vast set of guidelines has been issued by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. But how successful will be the state governments in following this, and will they follow it to the T? Because it is not only in Karnataka that we are witnessing, we are witnessing dead bodies being thrown around, but also across the entire nation as well. Because in the end, when a COVID-19 patient dies, all that the family members can ask for, all that we can ask for, is dignity for our dead. Because if you give dignity for the dead, this is something which will go a long way in their lives as well as in the memories of those family members as well. If you have found this video interesting, you could go ahead and drop in your opinions in the comment section below, and do not forget to share, like as well as subscribe to News 9 on all the digital platforms.